He be Killa B. Killa B on the scene with the money in the back. On the track, I got a rack for the black. Stack it up, I'm feeling good like a motherfucking boom bam. And I'm back with a plan. I'm rocking with a baby and I'm rocking with man. I'm rocking with your homies and I'm rocking with fam. But you don't know who I am, cause I am the king of the cap and the king of the strap and the king of the gun like the king of the black. I'm shooting in your head with the motherfucking lead. Now you dead cause you think that you said something wrong. Actually, let me tell you about this song that I'm making right now.
Brother, was you just freestyling?
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't know you could freestyle.
There's a lot of things you don't know about me.
There really is a lot of stuff that I don't know about you, dude.
And that's why
that was good freestyle.
I know.
That was not bad.
I'm not bad.
What the fuck? You didn't tell me about that.
Mm-mm.
Do I feel too high to you? Does this feel good?
Can you actually get on the floor?
Yeah.
No.
Welcome back to another episode of the Killa B podcast. I am your host. Wait, hold on. Redo that. Oh, actually, hold on. That is very important. That's
my balls itch.
That just took, for real, dude, 25, 30 minutes off of the editing process.
Really? Just that clap?
Yeah.
Why is that?
You know in movies when they have the clapper board where they go, take, clap.
Yeah.
That's so the, when they go to edit, they have the visual cue and the sharp spike in the audio so they can sync the audio to the video just super easy.
Oh.
Because it's hard to do. You wouldn't think it's that hard, but then you go to do it and it sounds okay and the audio is synced up with the lips for the first 5 minutes, but then an hour 20 into it, it's a whole word off. Like if it's just slightly off.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is there a way that I could fuck that up?
Not that you could do it. No. No. Unless you were a ventriloquist. And you could.
And I delayed my speech.
Yeah.
That'd be really funny.
All right, I'm going to go big for a second.
Yeah. Let's see it.
Welcome back to another episode of Dateline NBC. I am your host, Walter Concrete, and is that his name? Walter Concrete, and today my guest is, what do you want your name to be?
Walter Concrete.
Walter Concrete. So welcome back. All right. That's how you have to start an episode because you just gotta, it just feels weird if you start low, but I always go big and then I come back down to where I was at.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, usually when I get big, I stay big
until
it's over.
Well, at this age, I have a hard time staying big, so I just fucking...
Well, more like a soft time.
Get it where I can, brother. You know what I mean? Yeah. And just kidding. Cut that out. Cut that. Talking to my editors behind the camera. We're cutting that out, dude. But yeah, dude, that's why they have the clapperboard in movies. It's not just because it looks cool. It's so you can fucking not spend 3 days trying to sync up the audio with the video.
That's good.
And that's what I deal with. And there's some times where the audio on Ableton will just stop recording for 1 second. So I'll get the audio synced up perfectly.
Who's Ableton?
Huh?
Who's Ableton?
Oh, that's my best friend. Just kidding. ChatGPT is my best friend. And Ableton is like our love child.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not a side hoe.
No.
Okay.
It's more of kind of just like a
your baby, making babies,
or I guess kind of like a hot wife situation. Because I do use Ableton to create. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I make children with Ableton, and I guess I make stuff with ChatGPT in my iPhone as well.
I
might as well start calling my iPhone ChatGPT.
Your baby mama.
Yeah, because I use the fuck out of ChatGPT. Like I guess I could afford a guitar teacher, but I've learned so much music theory from ChatGPT in the past 4 months. Like so much.
I mean, if you can, you might as well.
Yeah.
Now, I have heard it's bad for the environment. I don't know how true that is.
Well, I imagine
it takes a lot to run that.
Yeah.
But who am I?
The infrastructure to run it. Dude, speaking of ChatGPT, I'm already sweating. It gets warm in here without the AC on.
Am I making you nervous?
Yeah. I get nervous before every guest episode.
Oh, I'm not special.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. I've only had 3 guest episodes.
Fine.
Hey.
I saw Angelina was on here.
Yeah.
How was that?
That was fun.
I bet.
Yeah. We did 2.
Oh, you did 2?
Yeah.
Who was the other guest?
No, she was. Whoa, hey, oh. I'm 31. My
cut that out. Cut that out.
Yeah, cut that. We're cutting that. You catch on quick, dude.
I watch a lot of podcasts.
No, it was fun what we did. She was on 2 episodes. Recently, I had my friend Eli on, and I haven't put that episode out yet.
It wasn't good enough.
No, that was his second time on. There's a reason why I haven't put it out yet, and I won't say it right now because
he's black.
Yeah, because he's black or something. I don't know. But yeah, there's a reason I haven't put that out yet. I'm waiting for something to happen, and even that is saying too much. Probably.
Oh,
so I'm waiting for that to drop. He's finishing pooping and peeing. So I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for the poop to drop so I can drop.
Pooping and peeing.
I'm waiting for the poop to drop so I can do that final pee.
Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a normal thing. But my girlfriend was surprised by it. Because I called her on the phone while I was going to poop.
Yeah.
And I was peeing. You know, you sit down, you pee, and then you poop.
And then you pee again.
And she's like, yeah. And then she's like, well, why are you sitting to pee? And I'm like, well, if I have to poop and pee, then I'm going to just sit down.
Yeah.
You don't stand and pee and then poop, do you?
No, if you're mid-poop and you stand up to pee, then you murder people. You're a murderer.
No, I'm saying you pee and then you sit down to poop.
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I don't think anyone's ever done that, but she was surprised by it.
No,
as a woman.
I'm a big fan of not having wasted movement in your life.
I agree.
Like if I gotta walk to the kitchen and there's 2 things I need, there's no reason I'll walk, get the one thing, come back, go back, get the second thing, and come back. I'm gonna go get both things and come back. I'm gonna walk back and forth once. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna call it a comeback every time. So when I'm sitting on the toilet, I'm gonna call it a comeback, and I'm gonna sit. If I know poop's coming out of my butt,
I'm sitting.
I'm sitting.
Even if I think there's a chance, even if it's a fart, and I'm confident it's a fart, but there's it could be something.
Yeah, an aggressive fart, dude. As you get older, especially. When was the last time you sharted?
I can tell you when I pooped my pants.
When?
10 months ago.
For real?
Yeah, I got.
What happened?
I was
hiking.
I was in San Diego. I was doing a guest spot.
Yeah.
And I went and got some taquitos at some Mexican place that I had found.
Yeah.
And
was it a truck or a brick and mortar?
Brick and mortar.
Okay.
And I got food poisoning from these taquitos, and I was walking around, and I just trusted a fart, and then running down my leg, real bad.
What did you do? Hold on. Actually, shorts or pants?
Pants.
Okay, good. So what did you when you realized there was poop in your pants? Where were you at?
I was on the street.
Yeah.
I was a little street boy.
Just walking around?
I was walking around. I was walking back to the shop where I was tattooing.
So it was like a downtown type area?
More or less. It was like for anyone that knows, La Jolla.
Okay.
Nice area, rich area.
Yeah.
Anyways, I went into like a supermarket of some type. I don't remember what it was called. But and I went in there, cleaned myself, and then found an alley, bailed on the underwear.
Yeah.
And had to get an Uber back to where I was staying.
So the poop did not get to your pants like enough to be like, now I don't have pants?
No. I could keep the pants.
The underwear was...
The underwear is fucked.
Protection enough?
Absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
Some of it may have leaked out of the pants. I don't think it did. I think I was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had a nice conversation with my Uber driver. Don't think he realized that I had shit my pants.
Yeah.
And I made it home.
Did you feel like you was stinky?
Was I stinky?
Did you feel like you were stinky? Because being stinky and feeling like you're stinky are kind of the same, but also different.
Well, now I want you to elaborate. In what way, shape, or form?
So,
Like,
if I... Okay, now I'm having to articulate it and realizing that I can't. If I shart and I go, I can clean and wipe, but unless I take a shower, I kind of feel stinky.
Oh, feel dirty.
Yeah. Yeah.
I absolutely felt dirty.
Yeah.
As far as if I was stinky, I'm not confident.
But so in the Uber car, did you have the thought of he can smell my poopy butt?
I knew that there was a chance that he could smell my poopy butt, but we had such a genuine conversation that I genuinely don't think that he knew.
Yeah.
And if he did, he didn't either give a shit or was really good about playing it off.
Yeah.
And bouncing off of what you were saying a second ago,
yeah.
I think whenever you get to a thing and you find out that you have to explain it, you realize you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I think that's a beautiful thing, that we should explain what we're saying more, because then maybe we would have a better understanding of everything that we're saying.
We should explain what we're saying more, but it's for me, and especially being a musician, I'm sure you can relate to this, just doing in any type of creative thing, I feel like you have an idea, but the idea feels solid in your mind, but then putting words to the idea, you don't realize it's a struggle until you go to do it. Because for me, I can visualize an idea.
Oh, absolutely.
But then when it comes to putting in the words to where someone else, putting the image into someone else's head with words becomes the fucking hard part.
Right. And at the end of the day, most people are not just auditory learners.
Yeah.
They're like, let me do that shit.
Yeah. That's how it is for a lot of my stuff. Especially with music theory, I can talk about it all day. And at this point, I am better at talking about it. But without having my instrument, it's kind of hard to grasp these concepts. Without being all right, here's a whatever, boom, 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 boom. And then I go, oh, I see the boom, 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 booms. Now I kind of understand it. But when somebody's just like a F sharp and Mixolydian mode and whatever, I'm like, you lost me, dog.
Yeah. Sometimes I boom
completely
in my pants.
Lost me.
San Diego, what's up?
Yeah, the last time I sharted was probably just in this room in the past, probably in 2024, just like a fart that I trusted. Just like a pretty regular fart, pretty regular
Well,
fart.
that's nice that you were able to do it at home.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're able to shart anywhere, it's at home. And
yeah.
I think if anything, we should normalize home sharts.
Yeah. But the thing
with family and friends around.
The thing with being
on Thanksgiving.
Home, though, Thanksgiving is the exception, right? Because you overeat. We eat so much on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I guess it's an exception.
Is turkey even? Do you like turkey?
Turkey? I think a turkey with a nice gravy. But I find that turkey tends to be dry.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even like ham that much on Thanksgiving.
For me, if it's a brine turkey, which is where you put it in a sack of wet seasonings.
Hot.
Yeah, it keeps, yeah, it is very hot, dude. Almost too much. Almost too hot to eat it. Cut all of that, but
don't do that.
If you brine the turkey, then it doesn't get dry and it's good. And sometimes I like that more than the ham, but usually the turkey is fucking dry, dude. I heard a hunter say,
I feel like you shouldn't be fucking if it's dry.
Yeah. No, it's how you get injured.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's just not good.
It's not good. Yeah, you can do without it. But I heard a hunter say that a turkey is kind of like a cow in the sense of you don't cook all of it at the same time. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to chop it up, and different cuts have different ways to cook it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if you.
Where did you meet Hunter? Is it the same Hunter I know?
Yeah.
Cobwell?
Hunter Caldwell.
No, Cobwell.
That's what I said, dude.
You said Caldwell.
No, I didn't. Cobble.
He didn't call that very well.
I called it the best, dude. Oh, you know, when I have a guest on at the beginning, I try and have them plug like their socials and stuff, and I forgot to do that. I remembered the clap because I always forget that for guest episodes.
You can only remember one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Yikes, buddy. You gotta get that in order.
Goons Illustrations. Bum, 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 bum. I don't have my soundboard. Edit this in.
Can you put little fire around it?
Yeah. Yeah. I will put fire around it. You know, actually, dude,
Flames,
dude, I'm so OCD. I feel like my phone is not recording, and it totally is.
What's your favorite side at Thanksgiving? This is a Thanksgiving episode.
Ooh, my favorite side at Thanksgiving. Let's see.
I know mine. You want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay, mine is green bean casserole.
That's a good one.
And I don't want no fancy shit. I want that shit ghetto as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't want any crazy shit.
Define ghetto real quick.
Like canned fucking
dude
cream, canned cream and fucking green beans and then just baking that shit with the fucking what's the little onions that are fried. Or
yeah. No, I know what you're talking about, dude. We are a canned green bean family.
As you should be.
Canned corn as well.
Yeah.
On Thanksgiving.
Canned beans.
Yes. On Thanksgiving.
A little bean boy.
My mother will do fresh green beans. But in our hearts, we're a canned green bean family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
1,000%. Also, my mother makes this dish called sweet potato casserole. And
oh, yeah.
It's a side during the meal, but it is essentially a dessert. For sure. It's sweet.
Oh, absolutely.
It's real sweet. And that's my favorite side.
Sweet potatoes are underrated.
They kind of are.
Well, there's a lot of people hating on them.
Well, if you bake one and you don't know how to dress it, that's the first time I've ever.
Well, how do you address it?
You address it. You got to put brown sugar, right?
Does it have a title?
Cinnamon on it. Yeah.
You sinning on it?
It's Mr.
What kind of sin are you putting on that potato?
Probably gluttony. One of the 7. One of the 7 deadly. Let's see.
Fitting.
Yeah. And maybe you do some maple syrup on it. And we're going back to dessert. It's a dessert. Have you ever had I think it's a Japanese sweet potato?
What's the difference?
It is, the
like
flesh
fishy?
is like, no, that would be unique. If your Japanese sweet potato is fishy, you should throw it out because it's poison. For sure, it's poison. You're going to die. A terrible death. It's the texture of a regular ass potato, but it's sweet. So like,
yeah,
you know how some breakfast spots will have the fucking potatoes fried up, like chunked potatoes and fried. It's like a hash brown.
Yeah,
almost.
I understand.
With the Japanese sweet potatoes, you can do that with them, and you can get that crispiness easily.
It's sweet,
but it's sweet.
Yeah, because normally they're soft.
Yeah,
little soft boys.
Yeah, they are a little soft.
Although
boys.
I kind of like that they're soft boys.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm willing to try the Japs.
Yeah. Yeah. Cut that. We don't say Japs here, guys.
Yikes. My bad.
Just kidding. The title of this episode is going to be The Japs.
The sweet ones.
Yeah. How many tattoos do you have now?
I counted them like 2 days ago. I have, I think, 27.
Damn, dude. How many did you get since you moved to Colorado?
26.
You didn't have any before you went?
I had one.
What the fuck?
I had one on my leg.
What the fuck?
Yeah. During my apprenticeship, people kind of just kept offering, and I was like,
yeah.
So I have a bunch of tattoos now.
Damn, that's so
all over. Got it up.
That is so tight.
Now I'm sexy.
Do you when when you're doing something like tattooing and tattooing at a high level and doing like crazy stuff, what is practice like? Do you practice drawing? Like you're drawing stuff all the time, but aside from like if I'm making a song, I'm making a song.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm getting better at making songs, I'm practicing triads, I'm practicing scales, I'm practicing different modes. Like what is that step away?
I will say
from making pieces.
I think tattooing is unique in the fact that when you are, like you said, making songs, when you are tattooing, you do need to practice while you are tattooing. Actively like improving while you're working.
Okay.
Because it's not like you're going to have a bunch of opportunities to just go on someone's skin and then be like, well, I'm going to practice this today.
Yeah.
And do like the most basic thing. No, you're still making a piece at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You can practice art skills where you're, understanding shading, lining, all this kind of stuff with like a pen on paper, whatever the fuck if you wanted to.
Yeah.
The thing is, making an actual piece on skin is
so much different.
Yeah, and it's not like you can just bullshit on someone.
Yeah.
So,
do people ever want you to bullshit on them? I guess not at the type of place you're at.
I mean, I've never been asked to shit on anyone, no.
Yeah.
But
that probably more so happens like in someone's kitchen where they just bought a tattoo gun, right?
Well, you shouldn't be shitting on someone in tattooing. That's usually not good.
Some people like shit, dude. Some people
are into that, but I feel like you'd get sick. No one's asked me to bullshit on them.
You probably get sick. Do you know like super rich Saudi Arabian guys will pay like American hot girl influencers to go over there and the guys just shit on them?
Wasn't
like
there
they
an
take poops on these women, dude?
Yeah. Wasn't there an actress that shit on, was it Johnny Depp's pillow?
Oh, dude, Amber Heard.
Yeah, Amber Heard. That's
AKA
right.
Amber Turd. she took a shit on Johnny Depp's bed.
Yeah.
And took him to court.
Yeah.
And said that Johnny Depp abused her.
And then that blew up in her face.
Dude, it was a whole cultural thing of just their entire trial.
Yeah.
Was the culture.
And I think they called Jason Momoa, right?
And I don't remember anything about Jason Momoa.
Like during the court case.
It's like a witness or something?
Yeah, as a witness.
Oh, dude, I didn't see this.
And I think he was like laughing the whole time.
Wow.
Now, that could be bullshit. I could be lying.
I didn't know this.
I could have seen some fucking AI, whoever the fuck, whatever, some edited shit.
But I'm glad you said that because same thing with the Saudi Arabian guys shitting on these girls. I just heard that on another podcast.
Right,
I don't know if it's true.
I'd like to imagine that that's real.
Yeah.
I'd like to imagine
it's for sure real, dude.
Yeah, it's for sure
1,000%.
real. Yeah.
But no, she took Johnny Depp to court because he abused her, and then they all had receipts. Everybody had receipts. Johnny Depp had receipts. Everybody had receipts. And I think he got off because he wasn't actually abusing her. And they were just kind of, well, it's not like he was abusing her. They were abusing each other. It was an abusive relationship.
And he got off on that?
He jizzed a lot in the courtroom. He got off hard.
Well, yeah, usually when you get off, you're hard.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you're not, dude. You know what I mean?
Cut that out.
Cut all of that. Have you ever had a wet dream?
Actually, no.
For real?
No, I haven't. I've had sex dreams, but I've never woken up and like there's jizz everywhere.
Yeah. This one time, my mom's gonna listen to this. This is a podcast.
Let her listen.
This one time I was just not jerking off, and right when I was almost at a month, fucking the Lord got me off, dude. In my sleep, I was having a sex dream, and usually when I have a sex dream, there's just no like. The best parts of the sex dream are just gone. When I get to the best parts, I wake up.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, I got to the best part, went through, and busted.
Damn.
Yeah. And that was the only time that's ever happened in my life.
I think I usually get cut off. I have a weird thing where I'll realize it's a dream, and instead of like lucid dreaming or something like that, I just wake the fuck up.
Yeah. When I realize I'm dreaming, I fade out of it.
Yeah.
And
I often like have my alarm going, and then the alarm is like somehow part of it.
Yeah.
And like that like movie type shit where it's like someone's talking and then their like voice becomes brant, 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 and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And
I've
like,
done that a lot.
oh my God. And then I wake up.
I've done that a whole lot.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a dream where you got something you wanted and it was so powerful and so nice, and then you woke up and you were genuinely sad? For me, I was about 5. I got a Game Boy Color in my dreams, and I was holding on to it because I kind of knew I was waking up, and I woke up and it was gone, and I was for real sad for like 15 minutes.
Fucking loser.
I know, dude. And the thing is, I had a Game Boy Color. My cousin stole it.
Damn. So you just got it back.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you never like ran up in your cousin's house and took that shit back?
No, because we didn't see each other all the time. It was my cousin Steven. Shout out Steven. We didn't see each other all the time. And they just came over to the house. Before he came over, I had a Game Boy Color. When he left, I didn't. I looked for it, and I looked for it, and I looked for it. And I also didn't lose stuff a lot. Not valuable stuff.
No,
I still don't lose stuff a lot.
Did you confront him?
No, because I didn't see him again for a long time. But his mother came back over, my aunt, and I was like, hey, I think Steven has my Game Boy. She left and came back. She was like, I asked him. He said no. And I was like, of course he said no. That's what people who steal Game Boy Colors say. They say no when you ask them where it's at.
That's true.
And I just never got it back. And I just took that L.
Damn.
Yeah. And later in my life, I feel bad for this. I stole Pokemon Emerald from this guy's house.
Who was the guy?
Jeremy. I can't remember. Jeremy McDade. Shout out Jeremy. He has a little brother, Levi.
Is his name Jeremy or Jeremy?
Jeremy. Jeremy. He's nasty.
Oh.
But yeah.
I know a Germ. What's up, Germ?
What's up, Germs? And
Germ was an apprentice. He's currently now an artist.
All right, cut all of that. But wait, what?
He was an apprentice. He used to be.
Dude, those Western standoff videos that you were posting in the shop for a while.
Oh, you saw those?
Hard, dude.
I love those. I wish I could make more of those. I guess I could, but
yeah, you could. You're a busy man.
It's hard to make videos. I think that's the hardest part of the job.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were really fun.
Dude, the quick shot of like a dead person.
Oh my God. Yeah. So that was Pedro, and I had the idea that we move Pedro for every clip.
Yeah.
He's in a different spot. So you can see him if you watch it again.
Yeah.
If you look, and he'll be either be like way in the back, he'll be like right next to you, or like whatever. And it was just great having him scattered around dead. And then the shaking of as it goes through the air.
Yeah, dude.
They're not even gonna know what I'm talking about.
When you were apprenticing, was it more than just you apprenticing?
Yeah, so there were 3 apprenticing.
You got it.
3 apprentices while I was apprenticing.
Yeah.
But during that time, we had 2 locations. So really, it was just me and one other apprentice at the location we were at.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we would clean. We would go do chores. We would do whatever the fuck they asked us to.
Yeah.
Launder money, everything.
Couple tugs every now and then. Couple.
No, nothing like that.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
insane.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had finished giving my. You didn't even let me finish the bit. You fucker.
Just like how hard you shut it down. It kept going. Now I feel weird.
Thing is, I was gonna double back. I was gonna double back and all right. You fucked me up.
All right, cut all of that.
No, I can't. No, you keep it in.
Hold on.
They have to know that you're a bit killer.
Take 2. Okay, you just said no. That's crazy. Continue.
So, anyways, this guy Mikkel, he cut me off on my bit, and then he tried to make it look like nothing ever happened.
What happened?
Chicken wing.
Chicken wing.
That's a chicken dick.
How long was your apprenticeship period? Because I lose track of time.
9 months.
Damn, dude.
And then I graduated.
Was you scared to move out there?
No.
Damn, dude. That was so
I was
cold
ready.
the way you said that. You was ready?
I was ready.
Whenever you, like, 2-3 years before you went out there, did you have any idea that you were going to be tattooing? Like, was that in your mind, or was you just doing
When
art?
I moved out there?
No, like 3 years before.
Oh, 3 years before that. No. I think maybe like a year before that had happened, I decided like, hey, I'm going to start looking for a tattoo apprenticeship because that seems like a good way to make money and make art.
Yeah.
And then an opportunity bounced up because I couldn't find shit in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I've been working in this fucking kitchen way too long and I'm ready to do something else. I've been here all my life and I want to see the world.
Yeah, dude.
So we moved.
Yeah.
And I lived with some strangers that aren't strangers anymore. One of them is learning how to walk, talk, and do everything again. But that's,
They get fucked up?
Yeah, he got fucked up. Motorcycle accident. Spinal fracture.
Ah, shit. Like
Yeah.
like motocross or like a motorcycle on the road?
Motorcycle on
driving?
the road, hit and run.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's the fucked up thing about motorcycles is you can be as careful as you want. It's the worst thing about driving in general. Is
It
other
really
people.
is so dependent on all the people around you.
Yeah.
You just have to continue to put yourself in a better situation where you can't get fucked up.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's important that you are able to cut lines at lights and get to the front
Yeah.
so that shit like that doesn't happen.
That's so insane. God, dude.
Yeah.
That's why like I would like to have a dirt bike, but I don't think I could like drive to work on a motorcycle.
Yeah, it's a bit much. My dad does it. I mean, he's been doing it for years though, and he's been in an accident before, but he's careful and everything, so I'm not too worried about him.
Some people do it their whole life and they're fine.
Yeah.
Dude, the other day I was on my way to work. I was still in Statesville, and traffic on the other side was like crazy stop for a long way. But before it got stopped, I saw what had happened. I saw the crash. I saw a car that was crashed, and then I saw like the middle third of a motorcycle. And I was like,
A motorcycle.
motorcycle, dude. This is what it was. Motorcycle. Because whoever was on it for sure didn't survive. Like the way the motorcycle looked, it was for sure a fatality that day.
Damn.
And then I was seeing a lot of bikers for like 3 days with leathers on, dude.
I'll be honest, I've seen some like crazy cool bikers around here. Just like gangs.
Yeah,
They're
what these
like
guys were.
driving up next to each other and shit. They're doing hand signs.
Yeah.
Like they have a formation.
Yeah, I saw these guys driving in formation at night.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah. All right, cut that real quick. Let's redo all of that. All right, but for real, are you ready to start? You feel good and warmed up now?
Yeah, that was the warm up.
Yeah, that's just a warm up. Welcome back to it. Okay, I'm kidding. Let's see, dude. No, you were talking about tattooing earlier, and I thought of a question, but then I forgot about it. Are you gonna travel more? Like, what's the plan with traveling?
Absolutely. I'm.
Is this okay?
Really in the middle of what I was just saying.
Yeah.
Put your chapstick on.
Yeah.
Do it. It was the pop at the end.
Yeah.
I am traveling more. I'm gonna go to Vancouver, British Columbia, and tattoo,
Whoa, dude.
and that'll be cool. I don't have any set destinations in motion after that.
Yeah.
But I would like to go where my mom is in Reno, Nevada, and tattoo at least once. Maybe go back to San Diego. I like the people over there, and also the beach is nice.
Yeah.
And then honestly more out of the country stuff.
Yeah.
If I can. I have to figure out the logistics of going to like Europe and shit. I don't know how that works, especially with taxes and all that. If that is a thing or what, or if I just have to get them to pay cash, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm trying to figure it out.
Europe all the time.
And and as much as I would like to do like a Google search and figure all this out, I also just want to talk to someone that has done it before.
Oh, dude, you should get.
Because I feel like then I would get advice on top of it.
Yeah. A Google do it. Reddit, there's one Reddit guy that knows all about it for
That's
sure.
That's probably true, but...
Yeah. And then 18 other Reddit guys who just disagree and say all the most awful things about that first guy.
Right. Reddit is a crazy place.
It's horrific, yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes you find good information. Sometimes you find what you're looking for, but then you just have to sift through all the toxicity.
And the bullshit.
Yeah. But I've been listening to Toxicity by System of a Down. Shout out System of a Down. I know they listen to this.
Down syndrome.
And, dude, System of a Downs would be the great name, like a great name of a Down syndrome band.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think they would play?
Probably a lot of, what's that guy who made Margaritaville? What's his name? Everybody knows I'm a Florida guy. Stop looking at the floor, bitch.
I don't know.
Answer me. Damn it. Margaritaville. He died recently. Anyways, they would cover a lot of his songs.
I don't know why you think I would know that.
God, dude, I feel like you know.
Dude, I don't know.
Margaritaville.
Take
your phone and Google Margaritaville.
Don't tell me what to do.
Do it now. Stop biting your lip, dude. We don't do that in here, dude. This is a Christian household. Anyways,
Christian?
They would cover a lot of his songs. I can't think of his name. It's fucking me up. And they would do, who else? Let's see. It's probably a bunch of Downs guys in their 30s, so they probably do some early 2000s, like Ja Rule.
Yeah, I like that. I can see that.
Yeah.
I'd also like to think that they do jazz.
Yeah, abstract jazz.
Very abstract jazz.
Where they play the wrong notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like in a
purpose.
beautiful way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of people who thinks that's what all of jazz is abstract jazz. And it's not, dude.
No, it's not. All of jazz is like when you have a martini in your hand.
Yeah.
And you play. But I don't really know how they've been able to do that because that's like one hand you can't use.
Yeah.
And most instruments are two-handed things.
It's a lot of practice. It's too much practice.
How many olives is the right amount of olives in a martini?
2 is the default, I think.
No. 2 is bad luck.
Why?
I don't know, but it's the same for an espresso martini. You can only have 1 or 3 or no beans.
I don't like 2 beans. This is true.
I'm pretty sure that's bad luck, so I've heard.
Nikolai Tesla said that 3, 6, and 9 are the 3 numbers. Cut that. Are the 3 numbers that are the key to the universe, to unlocking the secrets of the universe. 3, 6, and 9? Yeah. Damn, you fine.
Is that why they're shaped the same way?
Yeah. Yeah. For the most part.
Mm.
Yeah.
3 6 Mafia.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love, as far as rap goes, I love the South for the rap music.
Dude. Yeah.
East Coast. Yeah. South. Florida. Yeah. Louisiana.
Dude.
Texas is popping off right now.
Man.
On the comedy scene, too.
Dude. Texas has been popping off since forever, really.
That's true.
Paul Wall.
I mean, shit.
A$AP Rocky.
The Alamo, never forget.
There's I want to say Big X the Plug is from Texas, but
no, he is.
He is?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That Mexican OT.
That Mexican OT who's awesome. Do you see him fighting bulls?
No.
Dude, he's fighting bulls, dude.
He's like really Texan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wears hats.
Oh, yeah. He blows shit up.
He sounds cool. Have you heard the song Cowboy Killer?
Maybe.
I'll show you later. Actually don't have speakers that my laptop can play through because those are passive, not active. Gary Clark Jr. comes out of Austin.
Oh.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
I mean, it's a big state.
Janis Joplin came out of Texas.
Yeah.
This guitar came from Texas. Bought it from a shop in Denton, Denton, Texas. Shout out Sky Guitars. Baby, love you, baby.
I flew into Dallas, Texas once, and then I got stuck there.
I would like to live in Austin. And
That's gay.
And just do music. Yeah. Well, I'm, you know what I mean?
And I support it.
Yeah. I'll go to Thailand.
I'm an ally.
I'll go to Thailand for sure.
Lady boy.
Ladies, my philosophy for real, if you're listening, is if you trick me, you earned it. So that's how I feel about that. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm gonna go to Austin and just keep doing music and the podcast. And
you gonna live out there?
I mean, I don't have a plan. I don't have a solid plan. I need to figure out how to make more money. I need to figure out how to monetize something with this. Just monetize something.
Monetize something.
I'm not good enough at guitar to make money on guitar, and the podcast isn't popular enough to make money off the podcast, but
correct.
Need to fucking figure something out.
Maybe
or start doing guitar lessons.
I feel like you don't have to be that good so long as you're good at making content.
That's the thing about it too. That's why I think
it's like, how creative can you get and how much can you really hook someone?
Yeah, because I mean, a lot, and I'm not even saying that like I'm gonna try and rely on an internet career to have a career, but I also don't think it's 0% chance possibility. I do not think that's the case.
You throw shit at the wall until it sticks.
Yeah, and like if I could find one of those pretentious, like particularly a whiskey place, because I like whiskey. If I could find one of those pretentious, kind of uppity fucking whiskey places, to make old fashions for old rich white guys, that would be good money. That would be more money than I make at scratch probably. But while doing that, just keep this shit going, podcast and the music. And as long as you can just be yourself, and then also play guitar and do a podcast, and I have a fucking podcast that like have artists on, but also maybe in a place like Austin, Texas, where there's a lot of comedians, have comedians on. There's like a small point between art, comedy, and music that like I just want to sit right in the middle of that, boy.
Yeah.
Fucking make some money, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just broadcast.
Yeah.
Let everyone know what's happening.
And if it never makes money, then
so
whatever. You just do it because you like to do it. But
yeah, and I think that people can tell that you're doing something because you like to do it.
Yeah.
And not because you think that it's a money move.
Yeah. Because some people do it for the money. And I mean, that's what TikTok is. And like every girl you ever meet, they're like, I want a model now, or whatever they say. So like,
yeah,
there are a lot of people who are just trying to do stuff for the money. But
I do wonder if people at a young age are like, you know, when I grow up, I want to be a model. Or if it's just something that like someone grabs them and is like, hey, you could be a model. And they're like, really?
Yeah.
And then
that's probably more true.
I feel like that's probably more akin to how that happens.
Yeah.
If I had to guesstimate.
I'd probably agree. Now there's a lot of kids who like, you ask them what they want to be and they say influencer.
I'm not too surprised. I feel like a lot of kids do that now. Yeah. I mean, it's just what's in front of them. It's what they watch, what they consume.
Yeah.
Like if you're a kid watching fucking
poop and pee.
Yeah, poop and pee, then you're gonna grow up and you're gonna be like, I want to poop and pee.
I love pooping and pee.
And not every kid can poop and pee.
Yeah.
Some are cursed to just piss.
Yeah.
And some just poop it all out.
Yeah.
But one day, maybe, they can get there.
Yep. Just like Martin Luther King said.
Yeah. We can all poop and pee together.
Yeah.
No matter what color.
But no, these kids are watching damn YouTube, and I mean, I watch YouTube. There's YouTube on my TV right now. Yeah. And that's what they want to be. I don't remember how I got there. I would like to go to Austin, Texas.
I think that'd be cool for you.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd go there for myself.
Yeah.
Because I can go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think I'd like to keep going anywhere.
Yeah. A nomad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd also have, I think I eventually have to make it big to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I think my career is so reliant on the internet, as most are,
Yeah.
for me to succeed everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you what's your go-to type of content to make?
Hmm. I would say I like a good little video, short video,
Yeah.
but I like using music in those. Like if there's like a certain song I can clip things to,
Yeah.
shit like that. I
Yeah.
mean, nothing crazy by any means. But I will say I do like this. I like a little podcast.
Yeah.
I like a little cast. I just don't know the technical aspect, and I don't have the initiative to set that all up and edit it.
Yeah. That's really the most time-consuming part.
Oh, I'm sure.
Is the editing. And I do it not a great way, filming it on my iPhone, because like my iPhone is a terabyte. Like the space is good, but if you have a video on it that's an hour long,
Yeah.
it makes it run hot more easily. And then I take this audio, I export it, and then I put that on the phone to edit the audio to the video.
Well, you don't keep all of the footage after you've got it on your computer, no?
I like after an episode is like 2 or 3 weeks in the past, I'll delete it.
As
so
you
like
should.
most of my episodes I don't have original versions of. It's just what's on YouTube is the only video I have on it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I need to get a GoPro or something, or 2 would be ideal, so that if I need to cut something out, it's not a single camera and a hard cut. It's just switch camera and then a little bit of time was cut out that the viewer didn't see because I switched cameras. Whereas when it's one camera and you cut a bit out, they see it because like your hand's different or whatever.
I just pooped my pants right now.
That chair is actually okay to put your pants in. Yeah. And it's getting warm in here too, so it's gonna smell bad. Do you have extra in your car? Oh shit. Well.
I was thinking about scoot booting it around your carpet.
Oh, please don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'll pay you money to not do that.
Pay up.
Fuck.
Pay up.
I was hoping you would say, nah, that won't be necessary.
Well, I hate to break it to you. There's shit all over, everywhere.
All right, well.
You know the little whiteboard that I have? Days since pooped pants? 0. It's now 0.
What if I poop my pants too? Would that help my situation in you feeling compelled to not spread it all over the carpet? Or will that inspire
I mean, are
you?
you still going to pay me if I don't?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Also, I don't have cash, so I have to pay you in coffee beans or Nature Valley peanut butter biscuits. Almond butter with cinnamon biscuits. I don't know why they call that biscuits a cookie. We're not in England, but
I think it's still a biscuit.
yeah. It's
just a hard biscuit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my nickname in high school.
Was it?
Hard biscuit.
For real?
Yeah.
Why'd they call you that?
You want to guess?
Because you used to be soft and you got hard?
Yeah. The tattoos.
Oh.
They think I'm hard now.
Oh.
I'm still a little softy, though.
Okay. Like in the very center?
Yeah.
Oh. When I was in prison, they called me Chocolate Deluxe. And also,
I thought they called you bitch.
That's the name of my band.
Chocolate Deluxe?
They stopped calling me that.
Bitch?
Yeah.
Mm.
Stab my way out of that one.
Killa B.
Yeah. That's how I got the name. Yeah. This guy tried to make me his bitch, tried to make me hold his pocket, and tried to rub Kool-Aid on my lips, and I fucking stabbed him. I had 3 days of that, and that was enough, dude. I fucking stabbed him, dude, with his own shank. You know what I mean? And then I rubbed Kool-Aid
They should be calling you Hard Biscuit.
And then I rubbed Kool-Aid on his lips. And then I made his dead hand hold my pocket.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. This is payback.
Hey, yo.
Prison was a fucked up place, dude. And never go there. Kids.
I went to...
Gonna cut all of that out, dude.
every last bit of it.
All right, this episode's gonna be 3 seconds.
We're gonna do overtime just to make it work.
An intro and an outro, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Chocolate Deluxe is the name of my band. And then my boy band, I have a boy band. We're the Blackstreet Boys.
Do you think you'd get in trouble for that?
No. Not in 2025. 10 years ago, we'd get in trouble. But now, a group of white people don't want to sue a group of black people now.
That's true.
Yeah.
They would get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if we were the Blackstreet they thems, dude, we would be we could literally steal songs, and people would be like, "You're so brave," or whatever.
I'd be doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stealing songs.
Dude, so the other day you came into Scratch to hang out at night. You came in twice that day, and you were drawing at the table while you were hanging out. And then the next day or 2 days later, I saw the dragon that you were drawing. You were like, "This is up for grabs" or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that often like a thing you do often? Is like you're always working on stuff, even if you're going to hang out?
For that one specifically, I was working on a design that I was going to tattoo for the next day.
Yeah.
And then I got to the shop, and like 30 minutes before the appointment, I got a text saying, "Hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it."
Does that happen a lot?
When they don't pay a deposit, it does.
Yeah.
It's almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
Which is why we do deposits. Why I do deposits.
Were you not doing a deposit because you wasn't at your hometown stomping ground?
A little bit of that on top of I knew him from high school.
Yeah.
Which I first thought, oh, he'll definitely pull through.
Yeah.
I think, thinking back, I think them being from high school and them being familiar with me gives them more comfortability to cancel.
Yeah.
So in the future, fuck that. You're paying a deposit.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone bailing because that's my money at the end of the day.
Yeah, because I mean, I imagine that shits on your day a lot because like, I don't do tattoos, so I don't know, but I imagine when you have an appointment, you're like, this is gonna be a few hours.
Correct.
And then they cancel on it, and then it's like, oh, there's a fucking few hours of the day that I don't have anything. This was like a big like part of my daily.
It's especially risky when I'm going out of town for it because then I'm paying rent to be here.
Yeah, and travels
on top of travel.
You flew in.
I flew in.
You had.
So when I come somewhere,
amen.
Yeah, thank God, right? When I come, I'm a child.
Yeah. When I come, I'm a child. That's so funny. I'm gonna clip just that. Sorry to keep cutting you off, but I am gonna clip just that.
That's totally good. I love that.
Yeah.
I have to pay $600 rent per week.
Yeah, that's a lot for a week.
That is a lot for a week. So I'm risking even making money coming out here and tattooing sometimes.
Damn cancel
so
on you.
When they cancel like that, then I have an empty day where I thought I was gonna make like $800.
Yeah.
For like 4 hours of work.
Yeah.
And then I make nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh.
Wow, yeah, that's a fucking huge dip. Does it make you angry or is it just kind of normal?
I mean, I don't get too angry about it. I don't think money tends to be like a thing where I get angry about it. I'm just like, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And now I have to find a way to do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's definitely like okay, for future reference, maybe I don't take you up on your word because you bailed on me.
Yeah.
And then also deposit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
What, I mean, you don't have to tell specific numbers, but what percentage do you make people do a deposit of? of like what a session might be? What percentage of?
Oh, of the session.
Yeah.
I do a $200 deposit.
Oh, okay.
And that goes towards the first hour of work.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's a small tattoo and it takes me like an hour and then day of appointment, they don't pay anything.
Yeah.
But if it's like a long day, then I just take 200 out of whatever the total would be.
Have people ever given you a hard time on price or try to do like payments?
People are actually very nice about price.
Yeah.
I think usually ahead of time, when like initial conversation, when price comes up,
yeah,
that's when they're like, oh, I can't do this.
Yeah.
But usually I think, especially people that get tattoos often, I think know how much they can be.
Yeah.
So they're often very nice about it.
Yeah. Dude, before I started shaving my head, when I was still going to get haircuts, my barber, shout out Javi, he's killing it. He also would cut hair out of his apartment. Now he has a house. He's killing it.
Does this apartment grow hair?
Yeah. It was a very hairy apartment, literally. But he told me that, like, because I'll preface this a little bit. When I first cut my dreadlocks off, his price was $60.
Mm-hmm.
And then, some time went by and he raised it to $75. And then some time went by. Then it was $100 for a haircut the last few times I got my haircut.
That's a lot.
Too much for a haircut for me. But people spend that.
Yeah.
He cuts hair some of the Carolina Panthers guys. Like,
oh, okay, so he's up there.
He's up there.
He's killing it.
Yeah.
I pay maybe like $60.
Yeah, I feel like that's a fair price in this economy. But I asked him about price, and I asked him the same thing of like, do people give you a hard time on price? And he says that each time he raises the price of a haircut, less and less people try and haggle with him about price. He said that the lower the prices were, the more he got clientele that wanted to kind of try and negotiate the price.
That is a thing.
You've been really good with the mic.
Oh yeah, I'm on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm used to this.
I didn't know that.
Not mics, but
Oh.
So.
Ayo.
Ayo.
Bow, 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 bow. Edit that in later. That noise. Continue. Don't talk to them like
that. What was I saying?
Price. I was saying how my barber, each time he raised his price, he got less and less people trying to negotiate price.
So I found that the higher your prices are, the more people think that you are important.
Yeah.
And well-renowned and everything.
Yeah.
And I think that comes, like, the bigger those numbers are, whether it's following, whether it's price, whether it's anything like that, people are like, oh, these people have busy books. They're like full. They're stacked. Like at the end of the day, if I don't do this number, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because they make enough.
Yeah.
So they'll just say no.
Yeah, dude. That's so interesting how that happens.
It is a thing in the brain where it's like association with big numbers.
Yeah.
Tends to be like a popularity thing or a status thing.
Yeah, man. My friend Eli, who was on this podcast before, he does music. I was just talking about him earlier. He just graduated from Berklee School of Music in Boston. He's probably the best musician I've met. He played a show like a year and a half ago at a place I used to work called Red Buffalo Brewing in Statesville. And he charged like, it was either $10 or $20 to get in. And no one's ever done that at Red Buffalo. And people don't really do that just in Statesville, at like a bar show in Statesville. And he said like, the only thing between not doing that and doing that is literally just doing it. He's like, if you want to be a band that makes money, charge money.
Yeah.
It's like that same concept of like, people start to look at you, it's $20 to see the Eli Yacinth group. Like people just make that association and just kind of put you just a little bit higher.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's like how much are you willing to put on the line for them?
Yeah.
I think there is like a thing on my end or the band's end where it's like, if I do that, how many people are gonna bail?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how much people will pay.
Yeah.
Just for some shit that they don't even really know that much about.
But especially for tattoos, and especially tattoos that are being done at a high, like just a high level of detail.
Mm-hmm.
It's People love it, and they get addicted. Do you have a client or anyone at all who's like gotten more than 2 or 3?
Oh, for sure.
From you?
Yeah, return clients.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the better, most reliable things is people that come back.
Damn, dude.
I think that it's very important to take walk-ins or just even like the smallest little tattoos that you don't think about, because those people tend to come back if you do a good job or you give them a good experience.
Yeah. I have a few friends who do tattoos, and I see often on their Instagram they're doing a flash sale. Do you ever do that?
Not often. I like to just put designs out that I'm proud of and excited about.
Yeah.
And then people will take those up eventually.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's off rip fast.
Yeah.
It's gone. And then other times it's up for like, I had one up that was like almost a year. And then someone came around, found it, and was like, oh, can I get this?
Yeah.
So I think eventually if you just put enough stuff out that you are proud of and happy about, then people will pick it up, and then that's the stuff that you get to post, and then you get more of that.
Yeah.
So sometimes it is patience, sometimes it is just about putting things out there.
Does an idea for a piece, does it start in your head and come down to paper, or is your creation like you're doodling on paper and then ideas come out of doodling, or is it both?
I would say mine comes from a little bit of like outside sources.
Yeah.
Like in the same way that you might listen to music and find musicians or whatever and like little things, little details about their music that you love and you always come back to.
Yeah.
That tends to be the kind of stuff that I will draw.
Yeah.
And I will take that and make it my own in any way, shape, or form. Inspiration, at the end of the day, nothing's truly original, so they say.
Yeah.
So I tend to pull from sources.
Yeah. That's exactly what I do with music too.
Yeah.
It's like you learn all these songs and all these different solos, and then you take these different aspects and then you build your own style from that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people have done that forever with painting, drawing, with music, with any instrument, with any type of creative thing. I think that's what people have always, with recipes. I feel like that's what people have always done.
Elvis went and hung out with black people and then made some new different stuff that no one's heard, but it had been heard, but it was just a white man doing it.
Yeah. And he did it louder.
Yeah, he did it louder.
Yeah, dude.
Moved his hips around and white people, and people were like,
yeah, dude. So whenever I first started seeing your art, I wasn't seeing a lot of the realistic stuff. I was seeing a lot of your like comic style goon characters. I didn't even know. I remember one of the first photos I saw that blew my fucking mind out of my head was the girl with the arrow through her eye, drawn with pen on paper.
Yeah.
Blue pen on paper.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the like I had no idea. I just hadn't seen you do another style. Like, are there more styles that are just in your hands that you just they just aren't your go-to preference, or what?
I started as like a kid, doing like stick figures and shit until it like eventually became trying one thing, trying another. And I think I did a lot of time on portraits and realism.
Yeah.
For a good bit. And I got bored of it because it was very copy and paste.
Yeah.
And while it was a nice challenge to like get those details and everything, it became a point where I'm like, well, none of this feels like it's mine. It just feels like I'm taking this image and I'm putting it on paper.
And that's where your characters came from, with like a battery head and stuff like that?
Right. So it ended up becoming a thing where I'm like, well, what is something I can do that is me?
Yeah.
And just me. Like, no, you can't find it anywhere else. So eventually I came across that.
Yeah.
And I had a good understanding of anatomy after drawing for a little bit. So I kind of just whipped those together. And then, yeah, and I would base it off of people I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what about this person makes me think of this other thing?
Yeah.
And then they were that. So now I have like a plethora of little characters.
What instinct inside of you made you know that you wanted to find what was you instead of copying and pasting? Because not a lot of artists.
Boredom.
Just boredom?
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
I follow the serotonin.
Okay. Because artists in all types of fields of art, it takes some people a long time to realize, oh, I need to find my voice, or like I need to find me in my art, and not just people that I like in my art.
Yeah, I think if you do, I don't like being stagnant.
Yeah.
If I'm doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, I it weighs on me.
Yeah.
And then I need to do something else. I need to go somewhere else. I need to meet someone new. I have to do something else.
Yeah.
Um it's that, or I need to take a break from it and come back.
Yeah.
So even with tattoos, a lot of the times I'll pump out designs, and then I feel myself like sick of doing the same kind of designs. So then I go to a different medium. I'll go back to those little characters. I'll draw them for a bit, and then I do D&D. I'll make something for D&D. I have to switch between stuff, or else I will become sick of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's partly why I like doing things that are super unique, because then I'm not copying and pasting. I'm not doing the same thing that everyone else is doing.
Yeah. I feel that a lot, man, because I've gotten tired of my own guitar playing plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
And like that was a time period where I was practicing like an hour a day, but just practicing being faster.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I wasn't able to express myself in a deeper way. I was just playing the same shit I was playing, but faster. And it took me a little bit to be like, no, I need to practice different things. I need to learn how to map the fretboard so that I can, back to articulation, so that I can articulate the feeling that I want to emote more accurately.
Right. I think at the end of the day, I doubt a lot of like the basics and building blocks of different art forms. So like, for example, with art, like visual art, it's like line, shapes, shade, tone, color, all these things. But at the end of the day, if you have a better understanding of that, then you can speak the language better, and you can show what you need to show and what you're trying to articulate. And with music, that's like tone, melody, speed, volume, etc.
Yeah.
All of these basic things, if you have a better understanding of how to do them and how to show them and speak the language, then you can say what you want to say the best you can.
Yeah, there's some people who are like, just like, I guess, naive, where like they don't want to learn all that technical stuff because they think it'll take away from their natural expression, but like it really just enhances it.
Yeah. I think if you're playing guitar just to have fun and you want to like learn a few songs, then by all means go for that. You don't have to learn that shit. But if you want to make art out of it, if you want to speak the language, then you have to get that shit down.
Dude, so how long did it take you to get good at like portrait stuff? Because there's sometimes like you see beginner drawers on the internet, and just like proportions of face are just off, just like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Were you naturally good at like boom boom? Like what was that like for you?
No, it took time. I mean, I didn't do any like how people will grid things. I didn't grid anything. I would a lot of times feel it out, and sometimes it took like a lot of trial and error, especially for certain faces are harder than others.
Yeah.
And you would kind of just have to feel it out as far as like doing it over and over and over again until you find some patterns that you like, or patterns that you recognize. And then eventually I got it. I would say it probably took me like a couple years before I felt super, super confident with portraits.
Yeah. Did you take lessons as a kid or anything, or you just drew a lot?
No, I just drew.
You ever get into painting?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
I got into painting. Painting's not my favorite. I think it's just a patience thing.
Yeah.
I don't like waiting for paint to dry.
Oh, interesting.
And I
guess you have to, to make the canvas a certain color.
Right. They are nice because they are like full-on projects.
Yeah.
And I think you have to think about them as like full-on projects. But if I don't get to do what I want to do fast enough, then I think I'll get bored.
All right, don't know what that was about, but it's lame. What to edit that? Just a little past the hour. Okay, well, that's weird. Maybe that file got too big. I don't know. But I don't know exactly where it cut off, but I'll figure it out in editing. And it's on camera. The audio will just get bad for 1 second.
Cool.
For the video.
Do you have to do a little clap?
Thanks for that.
Yeah,
That's very useful, yeah.
Yeah.
What were we saying?
How soon did you notice it cut off?
It was a couple minutes out.
Okay. Then I think we can probably jump to something else.
Yeah, whenever I go to edit it, there'll just be like a couple minutes of just the phone mic.
So got it. Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Also, that fan, the number 1 on it, the small button number 1, can you press it?
Yeah. Is it gonna mess with the mic at all?
It's good. You're just gonna hear it a little bit. It'll be okay. It's getting hot though. It's time to turn this AC on.
Heard.
It just that is really loud for the mics. That's kind of loud, but that's really loud.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah, it's getting warm. I wonder why Ableton did that. I'm not sure. I think it's like a
maybe she hates you now.
Yeah. She's
jealous
for sure. I think it's like I set the audio to a certain size because it ups the quality, but it also ups the size of it. So I could have just did it a little too high, but we'll figure it out. Let's see. Do I have any other tattoo questions? Do you get writer's block? Like, do you ever sit down to draw and you're like, I don't fucking feel like drawing?
I think that's when I'm bored.
Okay, and that's when you switch from different thing to different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, dude, that's cool.
So yeah, if I run into writer's block, I try something that's a little more reliable that I can always come back to.
Yeah.
That or just leave it alone and come back. I fill my Instagram and like Pinterest with a bunch of shit that I am just constantly inspired by.
Yeah.
And I see it and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I want to try that.
Yeah.
And so then I try it, learn it, do it.
Yeah. Dude, for the guitar, I will get tired of practicing.
Yeah.
And then I'll go to just like free jamming, free playing, having fun. Then I'll get tired of that. Then also be tired of practicing. And then that's when I don't do it enough, but it is kind of the cure is I go into like, all right, let's go to making a song. Go in Ableton, find whatever, a sample or maybe start a drum beat or whatever and just like start making a song to see how that feels. Or a cover, maybe finding a song to cover and doing a, self-produced version of that. But switching it up works for me as well a lot.
Switching it up does wonders.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so glad that I have so many mediums.
Yeah, dude. Have you always been just someone who can naturally get out of your comfort zone?
Typically, yeah.
Yeah. Because I can very easily be complacent as hell and be lazy.
I can't do it. I feel upset if I get complacent.
Yeah.
Like if I'm sitting at home and I'm like comfortable for a little bit,
yeah,
then I am like, well, I need to do something today.
Yeah.
I need to leave the house.
Damn,
I need to get up. I can't just watch a movie.
Yeah.
I don't watch shows very much.
Yeah, if I'm like, I'll have a podcast on for background noise, but it's hard for me to watch television when the sun is out.
Yeah.
And I like to play PlayStation occasionally. I don't a lot recently in the past few months, but I can only do it at 1 a.m. That's the only time where it feels like now
nighttime
is an acceptable time to play PlayStation. Is it 12 a.m., 1 a.m.?
I think it is better during late hours. Like when the sun is down, I feel more comfortable doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I don't feel like messing with my guitar until 1 a.m. to, I think really I'm just a nighttime person.
Well, that probably is the case.
Yeah. Like I don't want to do it during the day. And I'm trying to like, as an adult on some days, like today I woke up at 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Like I try and do that and I try and have as much sunlight as possible, but I don't really utilize the sunlight. I like nighttime. But if you want to exist in society and be like, try and be successful in society, daytime is like where it's at.
Sure. I think with more typical jobs and everything, yeah, that is the case.
Yeah.
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 I will say I'm a morning person most of the time.
For real.
Yeah. I wake up at like 7:38
Yeah.
and then start my day.
Naturally? No alarm?
More or less.
Damn, dude. That's badassery.
I mean, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I will say.
Damn.
I mean, I think I wake up when sun hits my face in the morning.
Oh, you sleep without curtains closed?
Not always.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I do, like weekends.
Yeah.
Or my weekends, like Sunday, Monday. I will probably close the curtains. But if it's a weekday and I have like work later, then I'll leave them kind of open and let the sun come in, and then I'm like,
dude, if I close those curtains, it gets dark as hell in here.
right.
Yeah.
I sleep great when it's dark.
God, I love sleeping.
Yeah.
You know what's weird is I don't like going to bed, but when it's time to wake up, I absolutely don't want to get up. But I fight going to sleep so much. But again, I think it's being a nighttime person, and like at nighttime is when like, oh, I can play guitar, I can play PlayStation, I can fucking start producing. And you start producing a song, you don't realize it. You start producing a song in 2.5 hours just
they'll fly by.
Gone, dude.
Yeah,
Gone.
when you get hooked on like a project or something like that,
Yeah.
you want to finish.
Like
You want to be done. You wanna
Yeah.
get it.
Last night I was
Chase that high.
I was just messing with a drum beat from funky drummer James Brown, Slowed Down, and you know Korn, Freak on a Leash?
Mm-hmm.
You know the like the beatbox part towards the end where he's like doing the crazy stuff with his voice?
I can't pull it to memory quite yet.
Oh, dude. Oh, I can't look it up on my phone. I'll show you later, but I'll put that on a James Brown beat, and it's not compressed. It's not like there's not a high pass filter. It's very muddy sounding right now, but it could be turned into something very cool. If you put the right guitar, the right bass line on it, it could be something very cool. But just putting those vocals on that drum set, it was like an hour and a half.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Let's see. Speaking of an hour and a half, we're at about an hour and a half, dude. We're gonna start to wrap it up. But was there anything else that you wanted to say? Do you have anything to tell the people? I was at to pee so bad. Out of my wiener.
Should cut it off right there.
A cry for help. Yeah. No. I think I will go black screen right there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of cool.
You want to tell them your socials? I'll put it up on the screen.
My
too.
socials, I mostly just use Instagram. Is Goons Illustrations with a Z at the end, but no capitals, nothing crazy, no spaces. That's GOONSILL, and after that it'll pop up.
You're not shadow banned anymore.
No, not shadow banned anymore. You'll
Yeah.
find me. And then, yeah, if you need my email, if you want a tattoo, Andrew at TitleTattooStudios.com.
Boom. I'll put that on the screen as well.
Cool.
And do I have anything else to say? I just have to pee. Don't forget to stay black and stay beautiful and make your bed and brush your teeth. And shout out Kanye. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I never know how to end these things.
What if we do a little freestyle rap?
You can freestyle. I can't freestyle. Here, you want me to play a beat?
Yeah. Here, you want the guitar?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll sing.
Pick.
I think I'm stage fright. Okay, I think that's it.
Can't play this that good.
I was really struggling to find out what I wanted to say. Stay frosty. And
Stay frosty
sexy.
out the pee, and check out Andrew's social medias. And the audio cut out at one point. You guys will have to deal with that. I don't, but
it's at the end. You'll be fine.
Actually, I will have to deal with it. I have to edit it, but we'll figure it out, baby. Thank you guys for being here. I love you so much, and stay stay whatever, dude. I don't care what you do. Just do a good job at it. And I love you. Bye.
Now, if any of you sons of bitches got anything else to say, now's the fucking time! I didn't think so. 今日はこれまでにしましょう。